of mind. We'll help you take care of every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Bunch Johnson Funeral Home. Find us at digitymemorial.com.
Hello, hello, all, and welcome to the L Show, where the L in the L Show stands for leaning in, which means that we will not shy away from any subject, no matter how taboo or uncomfortable it may be. Subjects such as menopause, sex and libido, menopause, dry vagina, hot flashes, mental health and depression, which makes you not want to have sex, how we look, and how we feel. I am your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman, and I am the owner of Rose Pharmacy and Boutique Apothecary located here in beautiful Cornelius. We are a compounding pharmacy with a focus on functional medicine and a much more natural approach to your health. And for those of you who are not familiar with what compounding is where your pharmacist makes medications that are formulated in a specific dose or in a specific dosage form that is unique to you. And not all compounds or compounding facilities are alike, and quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you are taking too many medications or too many supplements or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely solve that issue. And it's the month of love. Why not support it by using our own libido health supplement that is for both men and women? Libido health is designed to address those factors that may contribute to sexual dysfunction in both men and women, things like energy level, hormone balance, circulation, and nervous system function. All of these things are needed to help potentiate your sexual response. And with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in every bottle, and very few companies can offer you that. You can find out more about us by checking us out on Instagram and Facebook at Rose Pharmacy and Boutique Apothecary, or on our website, roserxboutique.com. Now, we are also streaming live on WSICnews.com and IG Live, Instagram Live, and social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and LinkedIn. And you can watch live or check out previous episodes there as well. Now, the information presented on this show does not take the place of advice from your healthcare provider, and may not, especially today, may not be suitable for all audiences. Happy Friday to everyone. I hope that everyone out there is well. Today's show is just me spending some time alone with you in the capacity of your pharmacist. You can feel free to call the studio and ask questions at 844-STUDIO-4 or 844-788-3464. But before we begin, I want to address something that I heard on the radio this morning, and I want to explain it on the show. I think it speaks to some of the frustration that people have when they go into a pharmacy. So on Good Morning LKN, our very own Justin, Bill, they were talking about walking into a Walgreens or a CVS and everything was locked up, right? So that doesn't help the shopping experience, and people are frustrated by that. So, in my previous life, I was over what we call full box for a retailer, and that means that I'm over pharmacy and front end. Excuse me. And when it comes to things like this, you walk in and everything is locked up. There is something that drives that, and that is there's a retail term that we use that's called shrink. And what is shrink? It's a term that refers to lost inventory, okay? So why the inventory is lost could be due to things like poor inventory practices. It could be due to theft. It could be due to a number of things. Well, depending upon, and if it's theft, right, and depending upon the amount of theft, and if there have been other processes that have been put into place that hasn't helped decrease that shrink or that loss, then the retailer makes a decision to put those things in what looks like lock boxes. There's some where you walk in an aisle and there is a little trigger that it says customer service needed on aisle 4, right? And there are others that, look like and you're hoping that somebody can come and help you because, of course, it's going to take 15 minutes to pull that product from that lockbox. So when you go into an aisle and some of these items are locked up, it's because those items are high theft items. There are some aisles you go into where everything is locked up. There are other aisles where it's just one or two items are locked up. Okay, and so they figure out how much that particular item is being stolen, and they make a decision based upon the money. And think about it from this perspective too. So when you go to a flea market or somewhere and you see maybe CVS branded medication, something OTC, acetaminophen, or you see Walgreens branded Zyrtec or Pantene shampoo, right? Where is all of that coming from? It is coming from theft rings that go into the stores and they pull everything off the shelves. So that's the reason why things are in lockboxes. Of course, we don't want that to be the experience of, everyone walking into a store, but this is just the reason behind why things are in lockboxes. We don't like the uh, person coming into a store and feeling frustrated, but got to protect profits, right? And to make sure that we have something to sell, right? So anyway, I just had to put that out there, guys, because again, that touched a nerve with me this morning. I said, what? I feel like I need to explain that to our audience as to why that happens. So, Bill, you got it?
I got it.
You guys understand now what's going on?
Thank you, and I always appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. And really quick, I do want to give a real big shout out to Bill, our producer. He called out something earlier this week that I thought was interesting. In the news, there was a mom that was upset because her daughter had been overdosed with her ADHD medication. And remember the first time we had my loan show, I talked through some of the issues that can happen when behind the counter with pharmacy. We're talking about, lack of staffing. We're talking about whether or not it is, there's 25 orders ahead of you, right? And we're trying to get it out. Everybody's staring at you. People are angry, and you are just trying to push through and and get it done. But unfortunately, what happens is medication errors. So I always say, when you go to a pharmacy, just remember that their job is to keep you alive. And you don't want them to rush through that process. So even if you yourself are getting some sort of benign medication, the one that they could currently be working on could be the one that, if there is a decimal place off, could cause death. So again, just remember, pharmacy is not something that we want to take lightly with regard to the time that it takes to get a prescription ready for your loved ones. If you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, well, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you. Quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you're taking too many medications, supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services, where we will help you safely work on solving that issue. And it is the month of love. Why not support it by using our own Libido Health supplement that's for both men and women? Libido Health is designed to address those factors that may contribute to sexual dysfunction in both men and women, such as energy level, hormone balance, circulation, and nervous system function. All of those are needed to help potentiate your sexual response. And with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in each and every bottle. Very few companies can offer you that. Please be sure to either call in with questions or comments today at 844-STUDIO-4 or 844-788-3464. See you on the other side.
We'll continue with more of The Elle Show and host Dr. Nicole Eastman in just a moment on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, our dry weather is coming to an end. Extra clouds for our Friday. Not going to be a lot of rain, but there could be a couple isolated showers as we get into this afternoon. We'll call it a mostly cloudy day, but it's not that cold. High temperatures warming up close to 60 for this afternoon. The rain chances will go up with a few showers for our Saturday. More of a rain chance, though, for Sunday morning and midday, and high temperatures over the weekend, still mild in the low to mid-60s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Merle Fest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College, featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Mooresville Parks and Recreation is excited to bring The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater to the Charles Mack Citizen Center, Saturday, February 10th. This is not your usual murder mystery experience, an evening of theater and mystery that will have you laughing and gasping. The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater, Saturday, February 10th. For more info, visit ourtownstage.com. Want to attend the Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show? Throughout the day, you have your chance to win tickets. Listen to Good Morning LKN, the Home Ad Show, the News Drive at 5, and the Scoreboard. Each show gives you your chance to win. The Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show, February 23rd through the 25th. Looking for a night of bluegrass and Americana? Darren and Brooke Aldridge are coming to Kane Center for the Arts Friday, February 9th. This husband and wife team are celebrating their 9th recorded project together, This Life We're Living. Darren and Brooke Aldridge, Kane Center for the Arts, Friday, February 9th. kanearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
Now more of the L Show with Dr. Nicole Eastman from Rose Pharmacy on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Hello, all, and welcome back to the L Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman. If you or your healthcare provider is looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, well, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you. Quality shows in every aspect of what we do. Are you taking too many medications or supplements or both? Make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely work on solving that issue. And it's the month of love. Why not support it by using a very popular supplement that we have at Rose called Libido Health? This is a supplement that is for both men and women and is designed to address those factors that may contribute to sexual dysfunction in both men and women, such as your energy levels, such as hormone balance, circulation, and nervous system function, which are all needed to help potentiate your sexual response. Call or come to the store and let us know that you heard about Libido Health, and we will give you 10% off through Valentine's Day. And of course, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in each bottle, and very few companies can offer you that. And remember, you can call the studio at 844-STUDIO-4, or you can interact with us on social media with your comments and questions. And we are also streaming live on Instagram Live and WSICnews.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and LinkedIn. So today's show is just me and any callers who decide they have questions for the pharmacist. I typically, of course, have guests on the show who can really speak to and provide solutions for the majority of the issues that are the foundation of the L Show. And I'm passionate about these issues because they are not only personal, but they also speak to a large portion of the clientele that come into the pharmacy. And as mentioned before, once a month, I would like to spend some time with you guys alone in that capacity of your pharmacist and try to really speak to things that are pharmaceutically relevant, beneficial, enlightening, and all of those other good things. Now, one of the key call-outs at the beginning of every show is the topic of low libido, dry vagina, no interest in sex, etc. Most women, unfortunately, consider diminished sexual health as normal. And because they are really embarrassed to discuss it with their provider or whomever they're seeing, it typically goes unresolved. So essentially, you're going through life with a greatly reduced quality of life. And this is what happens with many postmenopausal women. And this is often due to hormonal imbalance, which ultimately does need to be corrected. And we know that sexual response and sexual health are important to both men and women. And oftentimes we have these conversations around what the heck can I do in the meantime while I'm going through hormonal correction, if that is necessary. And we also have to consider our mental states, ideas about sex, and all of that. You think about, I want to please my partner, but I'm just not into it. So first, I think it's important to understand that for men and women, sexual response is predicated on different things. For those men whom are listening, listen very, very, very closely. If you are not dating your woman, or there is no foreplaying all day, she may not be interested because her mind is just not there. Women need a mental peace. They need the memory. They need all of those things to help form that interest in sex. And it's important to just respect the differences and be able to navigate through them. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details, of course, because that's going to be on another show with another guest. But some of the types of issues that women may be experiencing are things like painful vaginal sex, which in itself needs to be corrected. They may have a painful external area, which needs to be corrected. But there are other things like FOD, which is termed female orgasmic disorder. So that is where a woman has difficulty having an orgasm. We have, of course, vaginal dryness. And, I really want to discuss with you guys some opportunities because there are a number of men who also experience sexual dysfunction at some point in their lives, but there are even more women who also experience it. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, most of my clients look for a much more natural approach to this situation first, and I get the questions all the time from both men and from women. So let's begin. I want to just kind of go over with you guys some natural ingredients that can enhance libido and sexual arousal. So let's start with some aphrodisiacs. And aphrodisiacs, so when you hear that term, that is around sexual motivation. Okay, so what motivates you to want to have sex? So one of those things, and this should be easy for everyone to remember, it's called horny goat weed. Can everybody remember that? Bill, can you remember that? Got it? Okay, got it. So horny goat weed is often used in formulas for virility, formulas for libido, because it has a substance in there. Its active substance is called icarin, and that has been shown to be an effective regulator of an enzyme that's responsible for blood vessel dilation and circulation. That's important in order to get blood flow to those important areas. Something else, another one that should be easy for people to remember, it's called catawba, right? So catawba is another one that helps to improve dilation and circulation. There's also maca. I'm sure some of you have heard of maca root before. There is ashwagandha as well. There is something called tongat ali. And then something that's probably familiar with many people is rhodiola rosea. So these are well-known aphrodisiacs that do support sexual excitement. They support sexual mood enhancement, sexual response, even a heightened sensitivity, sexual desire, arousal, passion, and inspire intimacy. Sounds good, right? All right. So next, when we think about things from a stress management and mood balance perspective, remember when you're stressed, it is very difficult for, at least for women, when their stress is very difficult to compartmentalize and be able to actually engage in sexual intimacy. Now, I'll say this. For the majority of women, that's the way that it is, okay? Of course, I can't say all, but for the majority of the women, yes. So stress management is very important, and we use things like ashwagandha, as we do in sexual motivation. It's because ashwagandha, it does calm you down. We look at things like maca as well because it also calms you down. We have horny goat weed as well. So horny goat weed, everybody, horny goat weed also helps with the mood balancing effect that you need to really have when you are going to engage in sexual intercourse that you should have. Also, we're back at catawba as well. Also, with rhodiola, something that I didn't mention before was that it helps support focus and concentration, which is also something that is really important, especially for women, to stay in the moment and to be involved and to want to be there, right? So now the next things that I'm going to bring up, and it's some overlap here, that's hormone imbalance. We've talked about that, of course, because that's really kind of the basis of our show, but hormone imbalance can happen with both men and with women. So that's why it's good to have things like the horny goat weed. It's good to have the maca. It's good to have the tongat because that also supports balance of your key hormones and neurotransmitters involved with sexual arousal. Also, endurance, stamina, and energy production. That is very, very, very important from the start to the finish, I'm sure. Everybody would agree with that. So we have things like something called cnidium, and that's spelled Cnidium, cnidium, and tongat ali. So they aid sexual performance by supporting energy production, endurance, and that physical and mental stamina that we need. And so together, they support sexual energy and maximize the sexual experience, okay? Also, we need some nervous system support. We need things that stimulate our sensory nerves, our muscle control, blood vessel dilation. We have catalba again that helps with that. We have the horny goat weed that helps with that. We have the muira puama. That's a difficult one. It's Muira Puama. That is also one that we use to help to control muscles and blood flow to optimize that sensitivity, to maximize the pleasure, improve quality of erection in men, and also genital engorgement in women. And that supports satisfaction from a tactile stimulation perspective as well. Well, the great thing is that this supplement that I have mentioned already, Libido Health, contains all of those things that I have just mentioned. So for men, we ask you to take one capsule three times a day. For women, one capsule twice a day. And the effects of this formula could be seen within several hours after ingestion and could last all day. And we'll talk more about that. But there are many things that we could do naturally to help support our sexual arousal and our sexual experience. And if you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you where quality shows in every aspect of what we do. If you're taking too many medications, supplements, or both, take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you work on safely solving that issue. And it is the month of love. We've just been talking about it. We have Libido Health for both men and women designed to address those factors that we have just talked about, contributing to those sexual dysfunction issues in men and women, getting that energy level up, balancing those hormones, that circulation, that nervous system function, all while helping potentiate your sexual response. Still have a couple segments to go, so you can call into the studio 844-STUDIO-4, and you can interact with us on social media as well. We'll see you on the other side.
Keep it right here. The L Show with Dr. Nicole Eastman from Rose Pharmacy will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, our dry weather is coming to an end. Extra clouds for our Friday. Not going to be a lot of rain, but there could be a couple isolated showers as we get into this afternoon. We'll call it a mostly cloudy day, but it's not that cold. High temperatures warming up close to 60 for this afternoon. The rain chances will go up with a few showers for our Saturday. More of a rain chance, though, for Sunday morning and midday, and high temperatures over the weekend still mild in the low to mid-60s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Progressive asks, what do an escaped leopard,
We're live from the zoo where a leopard has escaped,
a growling stomach, an uneaten tuna sandwich, and a backdoor doggy door have in common? They can lead to an unexpected kitchen renovation.
Yeah, hi. Is this the zoo? Your leopard is in my kitchen.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hi, this is Joshua Dobie. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. So far this year, 32,000 jobs just in the tech sector have been eliminated. Now, thousands more cuts are coming. At the computer networking giant Cisco, it's being called a restructuring. An official announcement expected next week. Shares of Cisco right now on Wall Street up by about 0.33%. Elsewhere, stocks are mixed, despite good news today about inflation, which was unchanged at the end of last year compared to the end of 2022. Right now, the Dow is down about 0.1%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ up 1.25%. And the S&P is on pace for another fresh closing high, up about 0.5%. It's not just Boeing having problems delivering planes. Airbus, Boeing's only real competitor, now telling some airlines that jet delivery schedule for later this year, early 2025, will be delayed for months because of supply issues. And with a 30-second commercial costing $7 million, CBS says this year will set a record for advertising sales at the Super Bowl. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
It's the L Show with Dr. Nicole Eastman on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Call 844-STUDIO-4 to join in the conversation.
Welcome back to the L Show. Maybe we should call it the Love Show today, right? I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman. If you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you, where quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you are taking too many medications, too many supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely work on solving that issue. And it is the month of love, so why not support it by using a very popular supplement that we have at Rose Pharmacy called Libido Health. And this is a supplement that is for both men and women, and it's designed to address those factors that may contribute to sexual dysfunction in men and women, such as energy level, hormone balance, circulation, and nervous system function. All of those things that are needed to help potentiate your sexual response. You can call or come to the store and let us know that you heard about Libido Health on the show, and we will give you 10% off through Valentine's Day. And of course, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in each bottle. Very few companies can offer you that. And remember that you can call into the studio at 844-STUDIO-4. You can interact with us on social media with your comments and questions. We are streaming live on WSIC News and also Instagram Live, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and LinkedIn. You can watch us live or check out previous episodes there as well. So before the break, we left off with me kind of talking through how a woman would use it, how a man would use the libido support. And one thing that I didn't mention, but I want to make sure you all understand, is that, we want you to consult with your provider before you start taking certain supplements, especially if you have a medical condition or you are taking certain prescription medications. If you're healthy, then, maybe not. But I'm just saying, for those of you who may be suffering from certain conditions, we have to make sure that this is appropriate for you. But for everyone else, listen, get your libido support on, okay? Now, one thing about libido support as well is that this is not something that we would want you to be taking just long term. And if you were going to take this long term, we'd say a 2-week on, 2-week off, okay? Definitely not something that we want you on long term because of those adaptogens, very strong adaptogens in this formula. It just wouldn't be good to just take it every day. Now, for men, there are some supportive supplements that are available, and there's one that we have. It's called Male Virility Support, and it really just supports healthy testosterone levels and processes involved in healthy male sex drive. So you can take it daily, and it's without those more potent adaptogens. But again, love the libido health. Clients love it, and it's difficult to keep in stock. Another natural option is nitric oxide. So as we know, and we've talked about it on the show as well, nitric oxide has very important functions in our body, and everywhere, in every cell, our brain, everything, right? Our blood vessels, everything. So it helps with perfusion and improvement of blood flow, which by its very nature can lead to a more intense sexual response. What about foods? I'm sure that people ask, okay, what kind of foods can I eat if I don't want to take a medication or a supplement? Well, raw oysters. Now, I am not a fan of oysters. I'm not. They're just too, I just can't take it. But many people are. So oysters are one of the foods that are natural aphrodisiacs because they contain dopamine, which can increase your sense of desire. Also, dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is also one of those things that is considered an aphrodisiac because it causes a spike in dopamine, and you get the happiness and excitement and the interest in sex. Now, here is one that I'm just not sure about, but again, I did my little research. Watermelon. Okay, not sure about this one, but this is just watermelon. It says that watermelon can offer similar effects as taking performance enhancement drugs. I'm like, got to do a little bit. I'm just quoting the article, okay? Bananas is another one because it's vitamin B, riboflavin rich, and potassium. It can help to make you feel energized and also ramp up your testosterone levels. Interesting, right? Avocados is another. Avocados have a very high amount of vitamin E, which also can help your energy levels and boost your performance in bed. So for those of you who like avocado, okay. Celery is another one. I love celery, but I don't remember ever feeling anything when I was eating celery, okay? So it contains a substance that creates a pheromone scent in men that boosts arousal. Interesting, right? So I'm like, wow, I didn't know about all this. But again, I eat a lot of celery, guys. No. Now, vanilla. Research shows that the smell of vanilla can stimulate arousal in men and increase sexual satisfaction. Interesting. Very interesting. Also, red wine. Now, guys, I think everybody knows who knows me knows that I love my wine. I love red wine. I think red wine with chocolate, right? So red wine contains resveratrol, which is an antioxidant that decreases inflammation and stimulates blood flow throughout the body. So it's heart healthy and also helps to improve blood flow to the areas when you need those areas to be perfused. So I think it's very interesting, right? Ginseng is another one. Ginseng can boost your libido and sexual performance by stimulating the central nervous system and increasing your energy levels. I mean, I'll tell you, I love ginseng. I love red wine. I love avocados, vanilla, of course. I love celery. There's pomegranates as well. Pomegranates is actually interesting. Pomegranates can help generate blood flow throughout your body, including the penis and clitoris. Something that I didn't know about, but from my research, I love pomegranate. So again, guys, there are natural ways that we can help to improve libido and sexual response without having to go to the medication, right? So just some options there. All right. So, and if you think that you may or may not be a candidate for, something that I've mentioned already, so one of our supplements, you could absolutely look at doing something like this, right? Get a whole bunch of dark chocolate, whole bunch of red wine, get those avocados rolling, a little bit of honey, pomegranate, a smoothie. That sounds delish and could possibly make your Valentine's Day very, very nice. Just saying. This is not me talking. This is the article. I'm just regurgitating what's in the article. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Nothing like George Michael to make you think about Valentine's Day. So guys, again, here you have options. Now, in our next segment, we're going to flow into some pharmaceutical options. Again, we always think about what can we do naturally before we go into that. But typically what happens is when we're going into the pharmaceutical options, that is because we know that there is some sort of physical issue or hormonal imbalance for men typically. And then with women, it's typically physical, hormonal, or emotional. So we have all these little areas that we work with when it comes to women in these situations. And that's on the other side of the break. So if you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, well, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you, where quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you are taking too many medications, too many supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely work on solving that issue. And it is the month of love. Libido support, libido support. All those things that contribute to sexual dysfunction in men and women, such as your energy, your hormonal balance, your circulation, your nervous system function, all these things needed to help potentiate your sexual response. Come in to Rose Pharmacy. Let us know that you heard about Libido Health. We're going to give you 10% off through Valentine's Day. And of course, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in every bottle, and very few companies can offer you that. We're going to get back to some pharmaceutical options on the other side of the break. See you then.
We'll continue with more of The Elle Show and host Dr. Nicole Eastman in just a moment on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, our dry weather is coming to an end. Extra clouds for our Friday. Not going to be a lot of rain, but there could be a couple isolated showers as we get into this afternoon. We'll call it a mostly cloudy day, but it's not that cold. High temperatures warming up close to 60 for this afternoon. Rain chances will go up with a few showers for our Saturday. More of a rain chance, though, for Sunday morning and midday, and high temperatures over the weekend still mild in the low to mid-60s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Merle Fest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College, featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Mooresville Parks and Recreation is excited to bring The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater to the Charles Mack Simpson Center, Saturday, February 10th. This is not your usual murder mystery experience, an evening of theater and mystery that will have you laughing and gasping. The Great Magician Murder Mystery Dinner Theater, Saturday, February 10th. For more info, visit ourtownstage.com. Want to attend the Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show? Throughout the day, you have your chance to win tickets. Listen to Good Morning LKN, the Home Ad Show, the News Drive at 5, and the Scoreboard. Each show gives you your chance to win. The Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show, February 23rd through the 25th. Looking for a night of bluegrass and Americana? Darren and Brooke Aldridge are coming to Kane Center for the Arts Friday, February 9th. This husband and wife team are celebrating their 9th recorded project together, This Life We're Living. Darren and Brooke Aldridge, Kane Center for the Arts, Friday, February 9th. kanearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The L Show continues now. Here's your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman, on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Hello, all, and welcome back to the L Show, the Love Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman. If you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, well, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you. Quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you are taking too many medications, too many supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely solve that issue. And it is the month of love. So why not support that month, right? By using a very popular supplement that we have at Rose Pharmacy called Libido Health. This is a supplement that is for both men and women and is designed to address those factors that may contribute to sexual dysfunction in men and women, such as your energy level, hormone imbalance, circulation and nervous system function, all of those things that are needed to help potentiate your sexual response. I want you to call or come to the store and let us know that you heard about Libido Health on the show, and we will give you 10% off through Valentine's Day. And of course, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in each and every bottle, and very few companies can offer you that. And remember that you can call into the studio at 844-STUDIO-4. You can interact with us on social media with your comments and questions. We are streaming live on WSICnews.com and on Instagram Live. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or X, and LinkedIn. And you can also go there to watch any previous episodes as well. So we left off finishing up our topic on natural options for supporting your libido, right? Your sexual responses. So now let's get into some prescription options, okay? So this means that these are things that have to be prescribed by your provider, okay? So, and when I think about like prescription opportunities, this is where compounding pharmacies are very, very useful. We are very useful because we can customize. I think you guys have heard we do it specific formulation, dosage form for you. We customize various dosage forms to help with things like ED in men and various aspects of sexual dysfunction in women, such as the desire piece, the arousal piece, the orgasm piece, and sexual satisfaction. You know, men, as I mentioned, men typically are due to, these physical causes or the hormonal imbalance. But women, in addition to those two, it's oftentimes emotional as well. So what you guys already know is the common ones, right? We think about Viagra. Now, Viagra, that's the brand name. The generic name is sildenafil. Then there's also Cialis, and the generic name for Cialis is tadalafil, and that's oral, and this is for men orally. Okay, we don't give this to women orally. However, we do give this to women in a cream, topically, or we can give it to them in what we call a troche, and that's a little lozenge that we make that gets stuck under the tongue, and it's allowed to dissolve, and it's very, very, very quick acting. And it just depends upon what we are trying to do. So the way that Cialis works, the way that Viagra works, is they enhance blood flow to the genital area to help you get and maintain an erection. Okay, so in women, it increases blood flow, enhancing arousal, enhancing lubrication and engorgement. Okay, so the thing about topical creams with women, we can do it in different combinations depending upon what we want. We know that Viagra is the shorter acting of the two medications. Cialis is longer acting. So that's why with women, we like to do the combination. So it's really all day kind of. They use it once a day. They rub it on once a day and then they're good. But it is a great combination for someone who wants to be more, we say, spontaneous, without having to worry about carrying anything around. You just use it once a day, and you're covered for the day. So we have the oral part, and then we have the topical part. Now, there's also testosterone. Everybody knows about testosterone. We talk about it on the show. We know testosterone is used to replace men's hormones. We also know that it has a very important function in women, and one of those things is sexual response. If we have low libido, we typically look at, okay, what does this person's testosterone levels look like? And so in women, testosterone is associated with activity in the part of the brain that is responsible for emotional circuitry, emotional regulation, emotional stimuli. So therefore, the presence of testosterone in women may be the single most important determinant of sexual readiness and mood. Okay, and they have positively been linked to orgasms. Okay, so that's why I always bring in and we talk about those three things with women. So you have, the piece of the emotion there that we have to deal with. And so we're talking about the emotional circuitry. Testosterone is very important. Now, there are, of course, creams that we do. There's also a very interesting modality for testosterone that I'm reading about, and it's an intranasal spray. So the intranasal spray I thought was interesting because when I read the study, and it's two studies that I read, it showed that the testosterone level in the brain was almost twice the amount that you would get if you use testosterone IV. I thought that was very, very interesting. So anyway, we have not begun doing this at my pharmacy, intranasal testosterone, but I think that's something we're going to look into. I just think any modality, anything that we can do to meet people where they are and give them what they need, that is what we are going to do. Also, oxytocin, that's another one that we use because oxytocin, I think everybody have heard about, like, what is oxytocin? It's the feel good, it's the warm and fuzzies. Now, its effects on the brain are greatly dependent upon its interactions with sex hormones, but its effectiveness requires the presence of estrogen. Okay, so, we know that we use oxytocin whenever we're giving birth, right? So it helps to stimulate milk production and things like that, right? But when it comes to feeling like the sexual receptiveness to the intimacy, oxytocin is major for women. It creates enjoyment around the experience. you can have a more intense orgasm. It can shorten the time to orgasm. And this can be made in either a sublingual or a nasal spray. So for people who want to avoid like anything to do with hormones, I think of, those folks who, like I feel like there's some risk involved because of my family history or whatever. Well, here's the thing. There is something that we use called DHEA. And so DHEA is something that we typically will use to treat something we call vaginal atrophy, which just means that the lining of your vagina is not as taut as it used to be. And so that can cause, irritation and all these other things that just make it difficult for you to have intercourse. And we also use it to treat the related sexual dysfunction. So we use DHEA to treat things like, female, the inability for the female to have an orgasm. And it is shown that it really can help women with their sexual desire, their sexual arousal, their lubrication, their ability to orgasm, sexual satisfaction, and improvements in pain. So there are absolutely options that women can use that it doesn't have to be hormonally related, or there are things that we can use that probably women have already been using. So when we think about testosterone, that's something that we dispense a lot, and it could be just a dose adjustment that we need to make, right? But again, there are so many things that we can use to help with your sexual experience, to help you to have a more fulfilling relationship with your partner. And again, hormonal balancing is super important. We've kind of, talked about it in detail over our shows, but when we're dealing with things like libido health, that kind of helps you get through the moment while you're getting the correction of the hormones, right? So what can we do now? And that's one of those things. Remember that not all compounds or compounding facilities are alike. And if you are looking for a compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, Rose Pharmacy is the place for you. Look no more. We are there for you. If you are taking too many medications, too many supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services. We can help you safely work on solving that issue. And it is the month of love. This is what we've been talking about this whole segment. Why not support it by using a very popular supplement that we have at Rose Pharmacy called Libido Health? This supplement is for both men and women and is designed to address those factors that may contribute to your sexual dysfunction. Things like your energy level, things like hormonal imbalance, circulation, and nervous system function. All of those things are needed to help potentiate your sexual response. Call or come to the store and let us know that you heard about Libido Health on the show, and we're going to give you 10% off through Valentine's Day. And of course, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in every bottle, and very few companies can offer you that. And I want to thank you to everyone who has tuned into this week's segment of the Elle Show. Remember, I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman. I'm a pharmacist and owner of Rose Pharmacy and Boutique Apothecary. And for those of you who missed any part of the show, remember, we're streaming live on WSSC News and IG Live, social media, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, and LinkedIn. And you can watch our previous episodes via those avenues. Thank you to everyone again for listening to the show. We love you. And ladies, block off that 3 to 4 p.m. time slot every Friday for the Elle Show, because I want this to be our happy hour where we wrap up our busy week on an uplifting note. See you next week.
The new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.